Welcome to Unlimited Lives, everybody. The Borderlands edition with a couple other fun bits at the end. I'm TJ Reno, one of your hosts. The other person is Ian O'Keefe, my other co-host. Hello.
Hello. How are ya?
We've been Borderlands deep in Balls 3.
Yeah, Borderlands. We got our whole Borderlands right up in that shaft.
Oh, yes, we did. It was so fun.
We got our Borderlands all in that slime.
We got, oh, God, what?
Up in the slime.
Oh, good, great. Oh, I get it.
Vaginas or slime.
Yeah, I don't know what those are. Unless it's a gun, I don't care.
Trust me, you'd love it.
unless it's a gun that shoots fire, I don't care.
Well, in a certain way, if you consider
chlamydia, fire,
I'd consider
gonorrhea.
I had chlamydia once. Boy, it burned.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, gonorrhea stinks, man. By the way, our podcast brought to you by Clamataville. Clear that gonorrhea fast.
Gonorrhea and chlamydia are different, though.
Yeah, to you. Not when you have both. Then
That's true. Why bother distinguishing?
Yeah, I don't need to do that. I'm like, well, you have one of those.
I don't know. I have so many STDs. It's not even worth it to learn the names.
Well,
I just know it fucking burns when I pee real bad.
I like to say that Ian is, quote, riddled with it, is what I like to say.
Yeah, I've got literally like holes riddled throughout my genitals.
Yeah, it's a shit show. So this was Ian's idea, which I think was great, was that we were enjoying Borderlands 3, and Ian was like, hey, man, let's talk about Borderlands.
Well, because I think
you're right.
I think it's, what is it? Like, I looked up the Metacritic just now, and the average score is about a 5 from users out of 10 across platforms.
Shit, oops.
But it has really, it's got like 85 plus average ratings, or 8.5 plus average ratings from critics.
Oh.
And this is like, it varies from platform to platform on PS4, Xbox One,
what do you
PC.
think? Do you think it'll...
I mean, personally, I think every problem I have with the game, I don't know how you want to structure this, because I don't want to just like jump right into like a random point.
Here's a little idea. So there's a page called Wikipedia.
Is that related to WikiLeaks?
No.
Or WikiFeet? The Wikipedia for celebrity feet pics?
Oh, I've never seen that
Oh,
site.
It's amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's where I got most of my chlamydia.
It's from those disgusting websites. I wanted to stand the whole time, and I keep sitting on this desk. So just in a nutshell, like, because I know some people are familiar with Borderlands, we'll go, before we get into it, like, a little bit. Did you play 1 and 2?
I played 1, 2, and -1 or 0.
Oh, the pre-sequel?
The
pre-sequel was that was not good.
No.
That was a letdown. So Borderlands, it came out in 2009, which I didn't know. I forgot. And I remember this was
TJ's favorite thing is when he goes into serious journalist mode about like here's the history of the game, and the first thing he does is give a ton of information that's like
no jokes.
Here's the year it was made.
Yeah.
Contemporary review said it's an action first person shooter with some RPG elements.
That's not true. Number one, I don't talk like I'm reading, so I talk with my opinion. Like, so for me, the game story focuses on a group of 4 falters.
Is that really what you wrote down?
No, this is what's in the Wikipedia. Who did you play as in Borderlands 1?
Mordecai. I think we both did Mordecai.
We both did. Yes, I did Sniper as well. My second was a Siren.
There was Brick. What was the Siren's name?
There's a soldier.
Yeah.
Lilith.
Soldier was boring. Lilith. The
Siren. Yeah, the soldier was boring.
Brick, the soldier.
I never played.
Brick was like the heavy guy.
Never played him.
Yeah.
And then Mordecai.
Yeah,
I did Mordecai. I did snipers, and revolvers were my main.
I used to be, when I was younger, a good sniper in Team Fortress Classic, not even Team Fortress 2. And I think my like sort of good sniping reflexes, like just you get older and your reflexes are worse.
You lose your mixer reflexes or Twitch reflexes. Sorry. I get those two confused all the time.
Also, when you play it on a console, you can't. I don't know how anyone snipes.
Dude,
with
I used to
horrible controls, those console first-person controls.
You're 100% right. I used to be pretty decent with sniping as Mordecai. I loved the Eagle. I loved sending out what was the name? Bloodlust? Bloodwing. Send out Bloodwing. So I thought the game it was one of my favorite games I played for like 3 days straight, to the point where one of my friends came over and I was just eating. I ate 3 boxes of cereal in 3 days, and I would just eat food that I can spoon and play. My eyes were burning. I didn't shower for 2 days.
What about your pee? Was your pee burning?
My pee, it was burning from the chlamydia. but it was one of the first. Destiny was the second game that did that, but Borderlands was my first.
You didn't shower for 3 days?
I didn't shower for like 2 days. I was like addicted. Like Borderlands was my first. And here's why I get it. Here's why I got addicted, and
Tell
the reason
why.
I don't
Guys,
like it.
this is a world. This is a world exclusive.
This is exclusive. The reason I got addicted to Borderlands was if you didn't play. Right now, I have anxiety that you're 3 levels ahead of me. Right now, as we speak.
Am I?
I don't think you are, but what I don't like about this game is I love the level cap is 50, but I don't like that if I don't play for like I played with Joe last night late. Joe who did the TV show with me and like did the radio with me, who was, he's still a family member in the show. Meaning like there's no bad blood. We were playing last night.
No bad blood wing.
No bad blood wing. We played last night and he's like 3 levels ahead of me. And I know I'm like, this kid's going to get to 25.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be level.
Is that the level cap?
No, I think 50 is. So Joe's going to get to 50 before I do. And then you can't play together anymore. Unless Joe starts a new character and then does it. So that gave me my first,
Yeah, welcome to the world of, MMO RPGs.
Yep. Every person I talked to about MMOs was like, yeah, man, that's what happened
what are you gonna do?
with WoW. You got to just
10
play.
levels apart. You got to catch it. Well, the good news is once you do hit that level cap, then it's kind of open, right?
Yes, then you could do it. But you should.
So you'll hit it eventually. In the meantime, you and I seem pretty neck and neck.
We're neck and neck, and then if I get too far ahead of you, I'll just restart.
But also, yesterday, 2 days ago, we were playing, and you were like 3 or 4 levels ahead of me, and I joined your game, and I started leveling up fast enough that I caught up to you pretty quick.
Yes. So then that's the other cool thing is you could jump in and kind of hyper level through.
Yeah.
So I love Borderlands 1. Borderlands 2. Who did you play as in Borderlands 2?
Read me them again, but probably 0.
Let me see. I did 0 as well, who I liked. I liked him a lot. I love sniping, man. And I'm in this game. I want to snipe again, and I'm fine. The sniper rifles are awesome in 3, but I'm finding myself
I think I finally cracked that little kid thing of I always want to be the sniper.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I want to be now?
What?
I'll tell you.
You tell me.
So Borderlands 2.
It came out in 2012. Now this is my own words. Borderlands 2 allows players to complete a campaign consisting of.
This is exactly how you talk all the time. So
it is. Yeah, I don't know why you think it's a bit. So
I don't think it's a bit.
I forgot who the boss was for Borderlands 1.
Yeah, it was just the vault, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Or there was some other guy trying to get to the vault who's.
So in Borderlands 2, here we go. Axton the Commando. I never played the Commandos. Maya.
Yep.
The siren.
She put you in a bubble.
Yep. Yeah, she puts you in a bubble and then you could throw that.
Yeah, she did live action recreations of the movie Bubble Boy.
Yeah, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Beautiful movie. Salvador the Gunzerker. I forgot the Gunzerker was in it, who would dual wield.
I played a little bit with him, but mostly with 0.
I played him and then 0 the Assassin. And 0 I liked because I liked that you go you disappeared, you run, you slash someone, and then that kind of marks them, and then you can do that. So Borderlands, so that's Borderlands 2, and then Handsome Jack was amazing. He was, to me, the best villain.
He was great. So funny.
So funny. Super funny. Super crazy.
That was also the funniest one.
It was the funniest one. I think the best written, the silliest, the weirdest, the funniest one. So finally, if you're listening to this and you're already bored because I am boring, now we get into Borderlands 3.
No pre-sequel?
I don't want to talk about the pre-sequel.
You could play as Claptrap.
It's okay. I don't care about the pre-sequel. It just wasn't fun. To me, it was too Australian. And I know it was made in Australia.
Weird complaint.
Because every character was just like,
no, this game's too Australian.
It was too Australian. It's just every other character was like, hey, get back here. Go back in. Yeah, get back there. Get bored. Yeah,
holy smokes.
Yeah, holy smokes. Yeah, no air in here. A crocodile.
Maybe we should do the rest of the show in Australian accent.
Yeah, we should. It'd be real funny. Of course, it'll probably lose and start going Irish instead. That's always happens. Borderlands 3.
Yeah, it's hard to maintain.
Gives us your character is.
I'm playing as Amara.
Mara the Siren.
The Siren.
You like her a lot so far.
Oh, she's so cool.
So
they sort of switched up. I think the Sirens used to be more the control-y characters. In the first one, she was she turned invisible. And then when she came out of invisibility, there'd be an explosion around her.
Yes, yeah.
The second one, she'd put you in a bubble.
She puts you in a bubble.
In this one, she grows arms. And obviously, the cool thing in 3 is they have a bunch of new action skills. Each character's not locked to a single action skill.
No.
But they also sort of always are on a theme. So there's Flack, the Beastmaster, as Beast.
Yes.
So all of his action skills involve his I think he has robot beasts and actual live beasts.
Robots and actual creatures. I heard Flack's pretty fun. I heard Flack might be the sniper that you want. Go on.
Then there's the gunner who has a mech she calls down and gets in.
Yep.
Like Diva.
Yeah, like Diva did, and she's the one I'm tempted to start my second character as. And also, we're not even counting the Borderlands 1. I think it was 2 that had all the DLC characters. Then they just add 3.
There was a psycho in one. There was
awesome.
a character who always had a mech with her.
Yep, it was awesome.
So also, that character had this cool skill tree where the more she shot people, the more damage she did, but also her aim kept getting worse and worse, which was really a fun mechanic.
Weird. Is that from 2?
It was from one of the characters from 2. I don't remember.
Okay. So there's the mech who's my second, who I want to play as after I beat this.
Then there's the operative who you're playing as now. So
I'm playing Zane right now,
and I'm playing as Amara. She grows a bunch of extra arms. The skill tree I'm using, I don't remember which one it's called, but it's very melee and up close and personal, in your face, in her face.
She's in her face.
So it's her main move's a jump stomp, but I just unlocked another one that just shoots up a line of fists from the ground, which is really dope. But it's so cool. Everything about her, it's she gets more health. She regenerates her health all the time, and the lower her health is, the faster she regenerates it, which is great because it means I've got so many points in it. I'm kind of impervious to small arms fire. I'll just keep getting shot, but the more damage I take, the faster it regenerates.
You're like that DC hero, the guy that wore the cape, with the red cape and the blue cape, the blue shirt. What was it? The guy, don't
Superman.
Say
it was Superman.
No, I don't think it was.
Yeah, red and blue.
No, he landed at a farm.
Yeah.
Hold on. And his mom was Aunt May and Uncle Ben Johnson.
Uncle Ben.
Wait,
and
hold on.
I think the Spider-Man.
No, hold on.
Because you said DC and then you just started.
Dude, no,
is this Spider-Man?
He's a baby,
Superman,
but
half Spider.
No, it's not that. No, it was a baby. You can't shoot him. He's faster than a Buick Regal or something like that. What was the character?
The Flash?
I don't. Maybe it was Flash.
Lobo?
Maybe it was Lobo.
Wait, he regenerates?
I don't think he could die. He shoots lasers out of his nose or eyes. Out of his eyes.
This is Superman.
He's are you sure? I don't know. Well, I'll look it up later. If you're wrong, I'm going to edit this out.
It wasn't Aunt May and Uncle Ben, though.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah, no.
Was it Captain Kirk?
It was Kirk Cameron.
That's right, Kirk Cameron.
The born-again Christian from Growing Pains.
Yep. And DJ Tanner.
DJ Tanner. Those are
the characters were.
DJ Tanner, also a great electronica DJ nowadays.
Let me tell you what I love, electronica. So Amara, you like the skill trees.
So then also the closer you are to people, the more damage it does. So she just gets in there and messes stuff up.
So are you using shotguns and small machine guns?
Yeah, mostly. Actually, I had a pistol that's really good too. Just anything that lets you get up close and
pistolas.
Right in their face, point blank range. I don't have to worry about aiming, which is great. I have huge melee damage. I really like this character.
God damn it! See, I think I want to switch to that mech soon. So I'm playing as Zane, notably the funniest character in the game.
Are you in Zane?
I'm in Zane and the Men Zane.
That's how you get chlamydia.
That's true. Again, wow, we're learning so much. So I'm playing as Billy Zane, and he's the funniest one in the game.
Why is he funny?
What
does he talk like?
He's like, oh hey boy, oh, he's kind of Scottish Irish, I think.
Okay, is he like Nigel Thornberry?
He's sort of. No, you'd have to listen to it. I forgot. He has an accent.
Because Amara's boring. She's vaguely Indian, but then she doesn't have a take.
There's no take.
Yeah.
No, and then I don't know how the mech girl is. I don't know how she sounds. I know Flack made me really mad when I found out it was a streamer or a YouTuber is the voice of Flack. Yeah. That made me really mad.
Well, he's also a voice actor.
No,
he is a voice actor. I looked him up. He had a lot of credentials.
Oh, he does?
Yeah,
then I'm wrong. You remember his name?
I think he's a voice actor by job, and then he just gets a lot. He's got a YouTube following because he's personable.
Oh.
He's a working actor.
Then I'm wrong.
You shouldn't be mad about
All right,
this.
Then I'm
this
not
is
mad
someone
about
who's
this.
a guy.
Then I'm not mad about this.
He's a Korean guy. His name, I think I want to say his name has the word son in it, but I think usually that's the case with Korean guys.
Yeah, Sungwon Cho.
Yeah.
But he is on IMDb with a bunch of credits?
I think so. I looked him up, and he's first thing he was listed at was a voice actor. All right, cue the part of the show where TJ does research. He goes, born in 1988. in South Korea, in Seoul.
No, that's not true.
No,
that's not.
Gangnam District.
I never do that. No, I never do that.
6'2".
No, I never do that. Just tell me who the character was who wears the blue outfit and flies, but he can only fly low to the ground. I don't think he can fly high to the ground. I think he's low to the ground. 2018. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he did it. Yeah, he's done a ton of video games. He's done a lot of video games.
That's what I told you.
Minecraft Diaries, Welcome to All right, so he's right, but he here's what makes me a suspect is he started 2011 is his earliest. It makes me suspect that he Red versus Blue. That's probably where he kind of
that's probably what you guys following. That show's huge.
Fine, whatever. Fine.
TJ's so mad he can't be mad right now.
Mad. I know. I want to be.
TJ's got this like stress ulcer from the fact that he can't get mad.
Yeah, I'm like that.
I want to be salty. I want to be salty.
So he
it's valid. God damn it.
So he did a bunch of VO stuff. So Flack isn't that funny. He seems boring. They're all boring. Zane is the funniest one, if at all. I don't know about the Met Girl.
Why don't you tell me about Zane quick? How you like playing as him, and then we can jump into some of our.
Sure, I'll tell you about Billy Zane. He was in Titanic. He also landed to Earth on a farm, and he was wearing a blue out. Who is the guy?
Henry Cavill.
Mixoplex. Huh?
Mr.
Okay.
Mix
Henry Cavill?
Spitlick?
Wait, the gentleman from Mission Impossible Fallout? I don't know what other movies he's in. So Zane, I was excited for Zane because to me, I thought Zane, I had no interest in Beasts. The Met Girl sparked my interest. Samara sparked my interest as well, but I was like, I don't want to melee in a gun game.
Yeah.
Even though I know you still use guns, I was like, no, I want to snipe. I loved sniping. I love hanging back. I love popping headshots. I never used assault. I was always sniper rifles, SMGs, and pistols in every Borderlands. That was always my jam. So in this game,
SMGs, snipers,
and pistols, I know
those are not
all different.
Equivalent.
No, I never used rocket launchers. Never used machine gun, assault rifles.
You can't like main rocket launchers. You'd never have that much ammo for them.
I want to main assault rifles and I want to main sniper rifles. I can't wrap my head around Zane. So Zane has 3 trees. He has a barrier that he pops up that you could pick up and move. The barrier does things like you shoot through it. It does extra damage.
Nice.
You can move it.
It blocks their shots.
It blocks their shots. So the barrier's pretty interesting. It doesn't sound too fun.
Yeah.
I want ultimate alts to be fun. Zeros was fun where I would disappear. I would run around the thing and I would snipe someone because you would do critical damage.
Yeah.
And I would snipe. So I was always like on the prowl. I can't wrap my head around Zane. His other thing is he has a
Digiclone.
But let me talk about the turret first because the Digiclone I have way more stuff in. Then he has a drone, a sentinel drone that he shoots that flies around and helps you. Zane, I read, is the best character for solo play because if you set up the barrier and the sentinel, your sentinel goes out and kills shit. You hide behind the barrier. Then he has Digiclone, which is kind of what I'm dumping a lot of my skill points in. The Digiclone is he makes a clone of himself where you're standing. You can also swap spots with the clone. The clone takes damage and gives damage. So you're basically you are fighting with, it's 2 people.
Yeah.
So if you have the Sentinel out and the Digiclone, you're kind of a one-man army.
It's a one-man army.
Which is great.
It's a 3-man army.
It's a 3-man army, but it's one
But there's
man.
only one man.
Well, it's one
Wait,
man.
3 and 1?
Technically 1.5 man.
I think I just figured out the Trinity, the Holy Trinity.
What is it?
It's 3 and 1, just like Zane.
Oh.
You get the drone, the Digiclone, and the Zane.
That's right. And the Zane.
In the name of
the Digiclone, the drone, and the holy
Digiclone.
The
holy Digiclone.
Ian just did the sign of the cross on his head and his whole body because he's a good Catholic boy.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wrap my head around Zane. The Sentinel you can tell the Sentinel where to shoot, but I kind of feel like it does its own thing. The barrier isn't that exciting to me because you just pop a barrier up.
Yep.
And to me, the barrier isn't that good because when you pop the barrier up, the enemies now, the AI I think is super annoying but better. They are constantly running around hiding behind cover or trying to flank you.
Yeah.
So I don't see the point in a barrier because you're going to be running away from it.
Well,
so
then you can also, go on.
You can move it. Then, so I'm trying to wrap my head around the Digiclone, which there is something like you pop the Digiclone somewhere safe, run in the middle of the fray, pop your Digiclone, and then swap spots with it. So now your clone is taking the damage in the middle of the fight, and you hang back and kind of pop.
Yeah, like a little bitch.
Like a little bitch. That I think is fun, but it isn't rolling with me. I'm not enjoying the firefights. and I can't get my hands on what guns I want. I'm using some shotguns that I like. I have SMGs that I like.
So would you say this is a problem with the character, with the game, or are you just kind of like salty about like, you think you don't like the game because you don't like your character?
I like the game a lot, which we'll get into. I don't know how I feel about the character. I kind of feel like I want to do the mech suit girl and focus like assault rifles.
It might be worth it.
And maybe shotguns.
Yeah.
Zane seems like
this
I want to snipe with
I don't
him.
think you get so much into the like. I feel like in earlier games they had a lot more. This person has a tree that specifically focuses on SMGs or whatever. And it doesn't feel like that as much anymore.
Which is fine because that means any character can kind of snipe. So I need to look. I'm gonna have to look up sniper builds for him. But my build now, Zane's also cool thing is
the barrier sounds like the sniper build because that way you put the barrier up
and then
you're so far away, you get extra damage from the thing. They can't really
maybe
hit
the
you
digiclone
back.
and the barrier makes sense. So his other cool thing that he's the only character that has this is he can have 2 skill sets at the same time. So you can have the Sentinel equipped and the digiclone, which is what I have now. You send your Sentinel out, you set up the digiclone, and then you kind of fight.
Yep.
But it just, like I said, it isn't that fun. And I'm trying to like, you give up your grenades to do that, but then your clone can also throw and shoot grenades. Even if you have the Sentinel equipped and digiclone, you still have access to your grenades.
That's too bad. I love Amara. I love getting right in the fray of things, running
I
at
know.
full speed. You can do the slide into them, which is new. You
I mean,
can do
me
like a
and
full
you-
speed slide. You knock their feet out from under them.
Oh, yeah.
They fall face first towards you. You give them a load of buckshot right in the dome.
Right in the chrome dome. Yep. So let's get into
Pros and cons.
those are our characters. We did a little pros and cons list, and then we have a fun segment at the end in honor of Death Stranding, a game that I hope I will eat my words, but I think is stupid. But we have something, the Tokyo Game Show. We're going to hopefully maybe do a little bit of a Tokyo Game Show episode next week. The reason we didn't do it this week
I feel
is
like there's like nonstop
dude,
game
it's been that. So with Tokyo Game Show, the games I looked at were like a lot of there's
a
no
lot more
announcements,
anime games and
It's a
stuff
lot
like
more-
that
Yeah,
than,
which is fine. We'll do a little. We're only going to talk about Death Stranding because of this thing I found at the
And
Tokyo
I have
Game
one
Show.
more
at
I'll
the
bring
end.
up I didn't put on there.
Sure, but like I said, we're gonna maybe do a whole Tokyo Game episode next time. This is our Borderlands episode, so let's go into a little bit of the pros and cons that we've been talking about while we've been playing the game at a Weave House.
We've been smoking weed all week.
Weave and there's weed a week.
I put a weave in TJ's hair
He did.
for the weekend.
It's very luscious.
It took me a while because my arms are weak.
Every week. Do you want to do this since I didn't ask you? Do you want to do like pros then con?
Yeah,
and
pro con.
So we're gonna do pro con, which
And then
sounds
let's
like
do
a villain.
Wait,
from
can we do joys and cons instead? So we can do joy con.
Of course we could do joys. That's a better thing. So we're gonna do the joy and con of Borderlands. It's a way better thing to do. Joy and con. Joy-Con.
All right.
What is that? Joy-Con. Why does it sound familiar? It's the
Nintendo.
PlayStation's thing?
No.
but it didn't. No, Nintendo had
It's
a controller.
remember the red and blue controllers on the
Yes.
Nintendo?
And then it landed on a farm?
No.
Yes. You're not listening to me. It's getting very annoying. You're not listening. It stresses me out. I hope you guys are enjoying this podcast. It's stressing me out.
Sorry.
Anyway.
TJ's literally just stressed right now because he can't be salty.
Yeah, I know. I want to hate the game, but I even
You gotta hate the player though.
True, dog. Even one of my biggest cons, I found a fix, which we'll get into down the road. Okay, so Joy.
I don't have the list. So
We put it feels like Borderlands 2.
Yeah, it does.
It does in a good way.
Let me see this list.
Yeah, of course you can. In a good way, it
Oh,
feels
yeah,
like
yeah, it does.
Borderlands 2.
It does feel like Borderlands 2. I'd say it feels better. The actual gameplay of it just feels a little bit more faster. I don't know what this is. It feels better. The stuff feels cooler and more fun. I don't remember you being able to shoot people's limbs off in the other one.
You can
as
shoot
much.
people's limbs off?
Yeah.
Oh, I know you can.
It might
I
just be
remember-
on death, but like definitely you pop people's limbs all the time.
Maybe it's
in this.
on death because Borderlands 1 and 2, I know you could headshot them, and
Yeah.
that was very satisfying.
In this, like, definitely the robots too. If you can shoot the robots' arms and they'll come off, and then they'll they'll have
maybe-
one less weapon, for example. Even like
Oh.
just the mook robots, like the run of the mill, just the the trash mobs.
Yeah, maybe I have to find out. And I know in this one there's a lot more variety of. There's also Borderlands 2 introduced, I think, slag damage.
Yeah, which was stupid.
They don't have slag damage now. It's radiation, which does technically the same thing as slag, but it's a little
It's just like it lowers their armor to make them weaker to attack.
Yeah, I didn't mind slag because I would take a sniper rifle, I would slag the enemies around, and then whoever was playing with, I'd be like, hey, those 3 cycles are slagged, and then they would take more damage.
Yeah, but I also like the idea. Like, slag doesn't increase your...
damage.
The one thing it doesn't... You don't take more damage from is additional slag damage, which I think is kind of dumb.
Yeah, so they got rid of that.
So one of the things people said about it was it feels like it's a 10-year-old game. I've seen that from like so many places.
I don't understand what that means.
Well, I do. It doesn't feel like a new game. There's like a lot of the mechanics that aren't there anymore that were kind of invented after it, and I kind of like it because, you know, for me, a lot of the new games. This is me being an old fucking idiot.
You're really old.
I'm really fucking old.
Like Ian's about, I think, wow,
I'm 76.
76?
Yeah.
Oh my god, happy birthday!
Thank you. Yeah, it was last weekend.
Was it nice
oh
at the
my
home?
God, yeah.
It was ever nice.
Daphne came. She brought the great grandkids.
Daphne did. Daphne, bless her young heart.
Oh my God, I remember when she was a baby, and I remember when her mom was a baby, and now she's got babies.
Oh my God, it's crazy. They're all babies having babies.
Babies
you know
having
what I'm saying?
babies.
Oh my God, it's so cute.
But like,
what were we talking about?
I think it's a game from 10 years ago in all the right ways. Like, it doesn't feel like anything's locked behind a paywall.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like they're going so overboard with these stupid cinematics all the time, or like, you know, these open world where you're like, I have to do this and I have to do this.
Dude,
and I have to
tell
do
you,
that.
I'll tell you
there's,
this.
There's a lot to do, but it doesn't feel like you're just, you know, like that Shadows of Mordor style or Assassin's Creed style. Like, you're in this area, and here are the things you do in each area, and then you go to the new area, and these are the things you do in this area.
Yeah, that's what I like. And also I like that I was playing Devil May Cry 5, and that game had, like, there's some levels that there's 20 cutscenes that you fight for.
Yeah.
You fight, and then there's a cutscene, and it drove me nuts. In Borderlands, there's not a lot of cutscenes, which feels good.
Yeah.
And also, it does feel like a 10-year-old game, but... yeah, you're right. Like, for the best reasons. Not a lot of cutscenes, a lot of action. So,
and it's like, it doesn't feel like a modern AAA game. And there are good things about modern AAA games.
Of course.
You know, God of War was amazing, but this, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't even think of it as a AAA game. Like,
no.
I don't, you know, AAA games usually, I think are just like too
Are there
up
AA
their own
games?
ass. Yeah,
I
don't know.
Are there C battery games?
I don't know.
D battery?
I wish they used the ticket system, like an E-ticket or a D-ticket, you know?
Oh, like the Disney?
Like the Disney.
Like the Disney used to do.
Yeah, the Disney.
You love the Disney.
I
So now that we
it.
did a joy, let's do a
con.
con.
It's
not nearly funny. Yeah, it is
not a funny game anymore.
Far from funny.
It is cringe-inducingly not funny. They have... Oh, God, the jokes are so bad.
So me and Ian were playing it. Mike Drucker, who is a buddy of mine, and he's like a huge nerd comedian and writer and everything.
He's very funny on Twitter.
Very funny on Twitter. He's a great writer. And
Drucker. It's spelled like Dr. Fucker, but
like,
no F.
Yes. So he wrote like Borderlands, for the love of God, hire comedy writers for your comedy game. And he's 100% right.
Yep.
I don't know who wrote Borderlands 2. 2 was funny. It wasn't like hysterical,
really
but 2 was
really, there was a lot like Tiny
2 was
Tina's
really
funny.
funny. Yeah, Tiny Tina was the best.
I feel like this one and the next con are sort of wrapped up together, but
yeah, we could wrap it up. So yeah, we could tie these con together. So it's just me and Ian were playing it, and it's just the jokes are just Reddit.
Yeah,
boring.
It feels like they were crowdsourced from Reddit comment threads. Like, someone will be like, I need you to go put this guy on ice. And by put him on ice, I mean fill him a ball of holes till he's dead. And it's like, that joke, I swear to God, I've seen 15 times already. And it's like, it's not funny. That's like an 8-year-old joke format, and it's not funny.
Yeah,
it'll be like, really, you got to go banana cuckoo on him. And it's like, what is this, like,
what
this
are you?
dorky-ass phrase? Everyone just, like, the joke is always, isn't this a quirky way to say this? And it's like, no, it's not. It's not quirky, because I've heard it before.
It's so annoying. Like, no one beats, like, Tiny Tina was to me, is one of the best video game, like, NPC characters was. I love doing missions for her. She was so zany.
Yeah.
The actress is amazing. So it kind of did, like, put that in that no one has a personality.
No.
And here's a personality that goes like this. It's either screaming maniac or, like, boring, like, you know, nobody.
Yeah. Everyone in this game, you'll meet a guy and he's like in his underwear and he's got like a long beard and you're like, oh, this is a crazy person. And then his jokes are like, hey, Vault Hunter, we're going to need you to go collect 6 Ziploc baggies full of snarf plugs because I'm going to get high later and it'll be kooky.
You gotta be kooky because I'm high on snarf plugs.
I'm high on snarf plugs.
And it's not even
and
like,
it looks like the walls are made of music. And I say,
Yeah, it's like anytime someone talks, and it feels like they get either someone's screaming psycho or they're boring. And what
it's like every single character sounds like they were voiced by like a 22-year-old who just graduated from drama school.
It's terrible. And then mostly me and Ian found this correlation that 90% so far of the female characters, no personality, boring.
Mm-hmm.
Or one, we did a mission recently with the wedding one, was like, that's the only one that like someone kind of had a personality, and it's because she was like screaming maniac.
Yeah.
But but there's at least 3 male characters, including Zane, the main character, who has a personality and who's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But the rest are like, it's just this boring, it's just boring. When like Lilith has to have a decent personality when she played, like hopefully the Mech Girl has a better one.
I hope so. I mean, they've definitely had good ones. Also, like just while we're on the subject, there's this weird, like the way they write girls in this one, I don't get it. Like, everyone in Borderlands is supposed to be crazy. That's like the running thing. Everyone's crazy. Like the most average person you meet in Borderlands, like the most common enemy is a psycho.
Yeah.
That's like the Goomba, because everyone in Borderlands is like, that's just the world it is. Everyone's out of their mind. You're not necessarily a good guy. You're supposed to be this selfish, like, pirate,
vault
basically.
Hunter.
You're a vault hunter.
You're a vault hunter.
A lot of the characters you've played in the past were crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's part of it, and that's cool. That's kind of fun. Part of the fun is like this is just like a nihilistic world where there's no good guys or bad guys. Everyone's crazy and everyone's just fighting each other.
Exactly.
But nope, in this one, it's like you go on a mission and you kill someone who, and they're like, hey, and like you don't know who they are or what they did, but you kill a girl and they're like, hey, I wouldn't feel too bad about killing them because they've murdered lots of innocent civilians. It's like, I don't need to be a good guy. I don't need to justify why I'm killing people. It's fucking Borderlands. Like, I'm just killing people. You could have said, in other games, it would be like, this guy posted a mean comment about me online. It was literally a mission. Go blow him up. Yeah. Like, that was a Torg mission. Do you remember that one?
Oh, no.
And it was like, that's the full justification you need.
Yeah. Is that they're crazy.
Yeah.
No one, you're not playing as like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts.
Right.
You're not supposed to be
You're not playing as like the guy, he landed on a farm.
Who's that guy again?
The big blue Boy Scout.
The blue Boy Scout guy?
The big blue Boy Scout.
Oh, that's what it is. The big blue Boy Scout. Mixoplex. That's what it is. Yeah. No one's that heroic. So you're right. So let's go to another joy since we're being such poo-poo garbages.
Again, I think it's like a pretty mixed bag.
It is a mixed bag.
I have to say that is the number one thing I don't think they can fix. Also, for the record, Claptrap sucks. Claptrap has always sucked. If you like Claptrap, just think about this. Claptrap is a minion. He is a minion from Minions.
From the movie Minions.
Think of anything
I hate
a
that you said
minion
that because I
did.
love Minions.
Think of anything.
And I love Claptrap.
I love Minions and I hate Claptrap.
God damn it. Yeah, it's ruined.
Think of anything Claptrap does, and then imagine a minion doing it, or vice versa, and it's like, yep,
no,
I hate Claptrap.
And then you ruined it when you go. Can you? I bet you could picture Claptrap going banana.
Yeah.
And
Can you imagine a mission where you get Claptrap a banana and you go, ooh, banana,
and I was like, God damn it, you ruined Claptrap. So let's go to a joy. Way more variety of guns.
And secondary fire for guns.
So for people that don't know what a gun is, it's in Borderlands. So there's way more guns. And I find myself that a lot of the guns, I love loot. I love specs. I love loot. I love looking at every gun and like going, ooh, this gun's better than that gun. I
noticed because half the time we're playing, I have to wait 20 minutes while I'm like already going through the mission.
Yes.
And you're still looking at the white guns that are 10 levels below you, like the common like trash drops, and you're like, hold on, is this better? Wait, let me see.
Yeah.
No, it's not better. And after like 5 minutes of comparing stats, you're like, no, obviously this gun that's a lower level and a common isn't better than the pink gun you have right now.
That's true.
And then you go to the next white gun, you're like, I wonder if this one's better.
Yeah.
It's another 10 minutes while you compare the stats.
I want to try to stream. I don't know when to stream. I'm going to try to stream this more with like you and Joe, or at least you. But all I do when I play
these like
Borderlands,
Excel spreadsheets where it compares every gun he's seen to each other.
I love it. It's like the guy at the baseball game keeping the scorecard, being like, okay. I want to. It's just me asking where you are.
Yeah.
How many times I've been like, where? And it's because your character didn't have the name hovering over him, and you were like, really? And I'm like,
did you ever figure that out?
Nope.
Yeah, weird.
So there's way more guns. A lot of the guns can switch between alternate fire, secondary fire, which means
like so even if you have a pistol, it'll have like these little zip rockets on it that I love.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
those
try
are really fun.
So they have, you can either have like zip rockets. Some guns will do semi-automatic and full auto. Some guns will choose between, which I thought was interesting, like corrosive or...
Which is great. Yeah, there's like, Malawan has like guns that'll switch between electric electric and burning
corrosive,
damage,
or electric and fire.
which is great because if you haven't like the electricity burns through people's shields, and then once their shields are gone, they're ready to get cooked.
They're ready to get cooked, bro.
You turn on that flame and you
turn
barbecue
that fire.
you up some psycho.
BBQ. So I thought it was really cool. I love that every gun now has a little more personality to it. There's guns that you throw that become turrets and like shoot. There's guns that suicide themselves. There's just guns that you throw them when you reload, they explode.
They had that before, but I do love that mechanic.
Have that. Yeah, I do love that mechanic.
Like, it's Tediore, and the idea is like they're like the trash guns. They're like,
they're great.
You know, you go to the store and you get like a 12-pack.
Yeah, they're disposable guns. Yeah, it's so good.
That's what Reaper uses in Overwatch.
Yeah, they're so good. So I also recently I was very concerned. So with and I found the fix just to let anyone know, even though you could probably Google it. With the they changed the controls. So left and right did so you were able to hotkey your guns.
Yeah.
Now I love hotkeys because as a sniper and a pistol guy, what I would do is
switch between the guns.
Yes, that's what it means. I would have.
I don't know how I think.
I would have my killer like Dante's like Dante Inferno gun because I used to love the Dante Inferno fire gun. That was like my sniper. Then I had a electric one, and then I would have another sniper rifle, and then a pistol for anyone that got close. So I loved hotkeys because I'm like, cool, I'm going to use this gun now because I love it.
You
I'm
know
out
which
of ammo.
one's where.
Yes.
You can switch quick.
So as I started playing Borderlands, that they changed was that the D-pad now up is to ping where you want to go, which Apex Legends really like crushed it with that because that's where it kind of technically started.
Yeah, the pings.
The ping system. Down does your alternate fire on your gun, which I feel is wonky when you're playing because as you're moving, you have to click down. It's fast, but you know, it was like kind of weird. And then left and right, you cycle through missions while you're on your map.
Yeah.
How do you change weapons, you may ask? You hit the Y button.
Which was always the case.
Which was always the case, but Y in Borderlands 1 used to swap between the last two guns you used. So if you use two of your guns, you hit Y, you swap just between those two guns.
Right.
Now, you hit Y to cycle through all your guns.
You know what the easy answer here is?
What
that they
is
should
it?
do? You hold Y down, then hit the directional pad.
That's 100% a great idea.
Yeah.
So that is
way
not,
you can have everything.
That's genius. That is not the fix.
Gearbox, hire me. Randy Pitchford, hire me.
Yeah, hire. Ian's very good. That's a great idea, and you're genius to think of it, and that's what it should have been. So I got pissed because I'm like, great, my hotkeys are gone. They're not gone. You go in the menu, you could actually switch back to classic mode where I now have my hotkeys back.
Yeah.
But I lose pinging.
Yep.
And I
you
lose
secondary fire.
Secondary fire. Don't. You hold Y down. You change
You
between
hold Y down?
You hold it and it switches.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit wonky, but I've yet found myself like
I guess
switching
it's not
weapons.
the worst, yeah.
And then you hit Y, it cycles through all your guns again.
So is that a con?
I don't know.
Or is that just about the guns?
I think that's just a joy. I'm fine.
The
so let's
map,
go to
all right, some of the glitches. This game has a lot of, like, it was not ready to be shipped.
No, the map is super janky, as they say.
You open the map, and if you hit left or right, it just jumps you to the nearest fast travel.
You hit any direction on your D-pad.
Yeah.
It snaps to a fast travel, and then you have to cycle. You have to slowly
but
move
that,
and find
so
yourself.
just to be clear, like, you are supposed to use the D-pad to, like, scroll around the map. Like, let's say, all right, you hit the button, it's centered on your own your own pointer on the map, like where you are.
Yes.
And then you just like want to see like a little bit north or a little bit east or whatever.
Yep.
As soon as you hit a direction, it snaps to the fast travel.
Yeah.
And then it'll like normally scroll.
Yeah, then it scrolls. So anytime you have to open the map and look around, it snaps to a fast travel.
We both play on Xbox 360.
Yeah.
This might not be a problem on other systems.
It
but
might not.
It's such a bad broken
And also,
thing right
why
now.
isn't it fixed?
Yeah.
It should be fixed now.
And also, the map just has a lot of other dumb little issues. Like, it is really hard to, like, set waypoints and figure out how to get to them.
The map is very... Sanctuary, I get lost in the Sanctuary ship every time.
There's, like, a lot of levels, and I just feel like they could have done a much better job
feel
on
like
the map.
The map is
like, maybe
too
even,
big.
like, a tom-tom, like, this is the general direction you should go to. Maybe that's, like, two holding your hand.
No, I
wouldn't
be fine
mad
with
if
that.
it wasn't in there, but...
But everything is, like, twists, turns. I got lost trying to get to a level for, like, 20 minutes. I couldn't fall down.
The other thing is I don't think the map like keeps like north and south consistent.
Oh,
which
yeah, I
is
don't think
really
so.
annoying.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of weirdness. The map is super, super janky.
Yeah, janky.
So even speaking of the map, our joy is there is way more to explore.
Yeah.
There's a lot more stuff, but I feel like it's a little too big.
Oh, man. There's like the one guy you keep collecting his travel logs. He's like supposed to be the first vault hunter.
What did you say?
It's listening to Grandpa Simpson. It's being forced to listen to Grandpa Simpson during your game. It's this guy who's just like telling these long rambling stories where the joke will be, we used to be turd farmers. And if you're not laughing out loud right now, like listening to this podcast, hearing the phrase turd farmer, you're not going to laugh listening to a story where he says it 30 times,
it's so
expecting
bad.
you to laugh. Like, these aren't funny.
I just don't understand why
I'm not in third grade. The word turd farmer is not funny.
No. I mean, it's just, I don't understand. Like, just you can hire one or two comedy writers. Like, it's going to break your bank. It's going to break the bank. It's like there's no other celebrities in this game, which is good as far as I know so far. Until Batista's like, I'm going to do Borderlands as well as Gears or something like that.
I'm sure they did hire hot comedy writers. I just don't know how.
I don't know who they did. Yeah. I'd look it up, but it's like that. So the map is way bigger, but the con is that. Where do we go? What do you think?
Sanctuary is confusing. NPCs are forgettable and boring.
Yeah, they're boring. Like, I can't tell you any NPC that's great.
Let's talk about more of the glitches. There's a ton of graphic.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Ton of graphic glitches I've seen. Like I said, I'm playing melee, and if you have a gun that has a knife on the end, like you'll do a different attack animation.
Yep.
A lot of times when you hit them, it suddenly just shows for like a frame or two, like a completely different area on the map. I don't know why.
Oh
like
my
it's
God.
like literally like it'll be like you're 500 yards away.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
it'll show something completely unrelated to where you are for a few frames and then jump right back. It's very weird.
I don't know if I have an Xbox Elite. I don't want to brag.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's maybe an old Xbox issue, but they should
it
fix
seems
that.
like it's a problem with like the point of view and clipping, but I don't know.
Jesus.
And the other thing is I've seen a ton of lag.
Me and you saw it the other night that it felt like Super Mario where there's too many characters on the screen and the game starts slowing down.
It kept dropping like tons of frames. And I've definitely seen it where like because of online lag, but that felt like it was actual console slowdown. But during online lag, I've definitely shot people. Yeah. They don't take any damage. And then they like clip a few feet away, and it's like, oh, I guess that's where they were.
Yeah, it's super annoying. Another joy, it is like the areas are cool. There are a tremendous difference. So now it's not just Borderlands; it looks like Borderlands or just a city.
Sometimes, the idea behind Borderlands is like it's a fully inhabited and fleshed out galaxy is the idea.
Yeah.
So this is also, they feel like they're a little off. Even the name Borderlands, it's like this is the Wild West of outer space is the idea, right? And that's why everything's crazy because no one lives in society. There aren't any laws. There's
it's like Doctors Without Borders.
Well, MSF, my sister works for them, so let's be careful about
I'm not making fun of it.
I don't like joking about MSF. It's a good organization.
I know it is. I'm just saying that they have no borders.
That's true.
So they're sort of
Doctors
like
Without Borderlands.
Doctors Without Borderlands. Like, buy us a copy.
We're going to do a fundraiser to buy all the doctors in the United States a copy of Borderlands.
They need a copy of Borderlands.
But in this one, you're like going to the main planets where it's like, oh yeah, on this planet, like this is the Atlas Corporation's planet.
Yes.
And it's like everyone's still crazy.
Oh, they're crazy everywhere.
So just everyone's crazy in the galaxy, which makes less sense.
Yeah, it'd be better if you came into a planet where everyone's sane, and then you're the maniac, and they're like, "Why is this guy crazy?"
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
yeah. I feel
like there's psychos on every planet.
The pre-sequel did that a little better, where like Handsome Jack was going insane while he was working for what company did he work for? Hyperion.
Yeah, maybe.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I like that. And also
pre-sequel ruled, man.
Yeah, it was the best. And the villains are the twins.
I can't believe I convinced you pre-sequel was the best.
I know. No. Delete. I like that. And then the twins are the enemies. I'm okay with them.
No, again, like going back to them, like everyone has to be kind of a good guy. Like the one twin is like a vampire and she almost kills Lilith. Like she sucks all her life out.
Yeah.
And then she's like about to kill her. And then the other twin's like, no, don't kill her. And she's like, yeah, that's right. You're not a threat anymore. And then they walk away. It's like, why wouldn't you kill her? Why would anyone in Borderlands not kill anyone ever for any reason?
It's weird.
Because Lilith's also like, she has superpowers, but she's also like a general and the leader of like your main competition, like the Crimson Raiders. And it's like, you have her. She's on the floor. She's like, why wouldn't you shoot her?
It's ridiculous.
That makes no sense in Borderlands.
It makes zero sense.
We're really digging on the cons.
Yeah, we're digging on a lot of the cons.
But it is very fun to play alone or with other people. I've played both ways. And
very
I'm
fun.
having a lot of fun. The only problem with playing with other people is if you play with TJ, just know that He's always going to be 20 feet, like
I'm
20
always
minutes
away.
behind where
Dude,
you are, saying, where are you? Because he had to look at every white gun.
Oh, I have to look at every gun. I don't want to miss it. They do have the gun scores, which I like.
Yep.
So then you know, and they also rank the guns on your inventory. So immediately, if you pick up a gun, if it's like the top 4, you're like, oh, this is a good gun. But then you have to weigh it out. Like, do I want to stop using my whatever gun?
Yeah.
But Joe Herrera said to me, he was like, stop giving a shit about guns. Like, guns aren't going to be good till you're level like 30.
Yeah.
Then you start worrying about. He goes, for now, use whatever works.
As long as you're still killing people in a reasonable time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got to figure out.
The action skills kick ass too.
I do really like the action skills. The playable characters are good.
They're good and they feel different and diverse. I don't know why you picked the operative. He seemed boring to me.
Yeah, dude, I have a feeling I should just restart with the mech, and then maybe I could play with you and hyper level up with you.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do that. Maybe I'll do that when I go home if I have any time to myself. But when I get home, I like to draw a bubble bath, light some candles, read a Danielle Steele novel.
Make some toast. I put the toaster right next to the,
toast,
on the edge of the bath. I put my toaster.
Of course it is. The
English
toaster,
muffins.
my microwave. I have some bulbs, like just wired bulbs on the street. And I have them all hanging near the tub.
I put a wire up my nose so it's touching my brain a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the other loose end is just in the water.
It's just in the water dangling. You never know. I just need a good conductor. So I think
just in case I get a good idea, I want to put that energy into the water.
Yes, energy into the water. What did you write in this con that I want to know? Shouldn't these guys? Did you already say that?
Wait, did I say that?
I don't know. Shouldn't these guys gotten to the freaking mainland by now? Maybe,
Wait,
maybe Andre. Maybe our buddy.
Can you
our
hover
buddy
over
did
that? Is that like? Does it say who wrote that? Because
No.
I don't know what. I think
Whoops.
Andre might have.
We share the doc with my buddy Andre, who is going to be doing the TV show with me as well.
You got dinner with him, right?
I don't think so. Why?
Oh, I wanted to hear about dinner with Andre.
Oh, dinner with Andre? No, he was a SEAL. He's
Oh.
my SEAL friend. Yeah, I guess I guess they should have. I guess Borderlands. Oh, I get it. The mainland because they're on the border of it.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's
That's
what I was
better than the
thinking.
writing for the game. Great job, Andre. He was good. So I think all in all, me and Ian are having a good time with it.
I really like it. I think a lot of the problems, the glitchiness, can be fixed.
Yes, that can all be fixed. The writing cannot, unless it gets better. But if it's early
I'm
on,
already
it's
like
bad.
I'm already like so judgmental of it now. Like I'm not in a mood to laugh. I'm just in a mood to cringe and roll my eyes whenever I hear these bad jokes.
Here's how bad the writing is. There was a mission where there's a guy trapped in a porta-john who sounds like Bender from Futurama. And the writing has been so bad up until this point that concept, I should have been so excited about it and hung on every single written word because I'm like, this guy's trapped in a porta-john because he's a criminal. And I just skipped. I just zoned out while he was talking.
And they even like ruined old characters who are back in it. Like Moxie has always been like super flirty and dripping with sex.
Yeah.
And in this one, she's just sort of like,
hey guys, how are you?
this guy's disgusting. He needs to get a bullet in his head and maybe one somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then
you mean his butthole?
by somewhere else, I mean his penis.
Yeah, of course.
And it's like,
yeah, they always. It's funny because me and you would play the game, and at every line, Ian's like, "We don't need reiteration." Like they would just reiterate the joke.
it's like it's not a funny joke. Like that's such a stupid setup and
So
punchline for a
stupid.
joke. Like yeah, it was funny the first time, but
Yeah.
once you know this should happen to them, and it's like
Then they go,
a euphemism, and then they go, and by this, I mean this,
yeah.
and then they just say it. It's like that's not.
It's not a
fucking
joke.
Funny.
Yeah, so like we're liking it, but I can see why it's getting a 5.0. I feel like maybe if they
I think a lot of people are like really mad about the jokes in it. They're just like disappointed, and I'm
Yes,
almost
it
like, yo,
sucks.
Borderlands, maybe don't make jokes then. If you can't get whoever wrote Borderlands
it's just
2
because
back,
yeah, exactly. If you couldn't get the guys from the second one or whoever, you don't.
yeah,
But you have to because it's Borderlands. It's supposed to be wild and funny.
yeah, and it's like even. You know how in the old ones you'd always see these like character intros, and honestly most of the characters are kind of boring in Borderlands, but like the really good ones, like you'd see Torg's intro and it would have the zoom in and it would be like Torg, and then it would say something
Yeah,
about
that's
him.
something funny. Yeah.
Yeah, and
would
this
always
one
laugh
it'll
at
be
that.
like the gags they do for those are like
Yeah.
someone's like climbing out of a dead monster.
Yeah.
And it's like, because it got really cold in there. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what they did in Star Wars. And then whatever joke she said was, it's like, you have to beat.
I thought
I
they
thought
smelled
they
bad
smelled
on
bad
the outside. And you're like, oh,
And they
okay.
don't. They don't even, like, it would at least be funny if they kind of made a reference to it or something, but it's like, it's nothing.
Or
It's just
made
like a
them
whatever
look like,
joke. She's
or
like,
make someone look like Luke.
ooh, kind of slimy, but surprisingly comfortable in there. And it's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
What's the, what's
Yeah,
the
just,
joke?
just, I don't know. I think just get rid of the cutscenes and just, you don't have to bother with it. But the
gameplay's great.
Gameplay's
I really
great.
like playing it.
Playing with friends is super fun. I want to see what it's like with 4 people to see how tough it is and how you get better loot the more people you play with. You know that, right?
No.
Do you know that? Are you being serious? Are you being serious?
No, I didn't know.
Is this like the Superman bit?
You knew it was super.
What?
Oh, you bastard! You knew it was Superman.
Well, it's near the end of the show. I'm allowed to screw with you. I got you so good.
Fucking asshole.
I got you so good.
How the fuck did you string me on for so long? You piece of my goddamn feelings are not your toys.
So deal with it.
Fucking piece of shit.
Deal with it. So in Borderlands, I guess
I'm
if
gonna give you my chlamydia.
No, you can't. You could, I guess, if you just like wipe your crotch and then smear it on my mouth. I guess you could do that. So I think, the more people you play with, the better loot you get. So if this is me, you, Joe, and Patrick, let's say our friend, that's the best things we have.
Yeah.
So you'll get better loot. So play with like as many people. And there's also a ton of shift codes that are great that I've used a couple golden keys and found some good loot. Then they did the VIP thing, which I think they should just stop the shift codes.
What's the VIP thing?
Oh, man, you got to look it up because I can't even explain it. It's like if you sign up for the newsletter, you get like 500 VIP points, and you could like redeem them for like skins and guns.
Oh, cool.
But it's just
the skins are better. The skins are better than they ever were before.
The skins are way better.
Yeah.
But the VIP thing is just another way to traffic to their website, which I'm fine. I don't care because you don't have to do it.
Yeah. They also have this weird thing with like Randy Pritchford, the CEO of Gearbox. The only reason I know that is because he's like, you have to follow me to get shift codes. That's how you get shift codes, is you follow me on Twitter because I tweet them out. That's where they come from.
I'll have to follow them on Twitter.
And it's like, what a weird trying to get followers for yourself on Twitter. I mean, also allegedly, this is alleged.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Yeah, that he was like a child, like
Make sure to say allegedly.
Allegedly, they found like on his hard drive was like child pornography.
But it was also like it actually is pretty allegedly because it was like a dissatisfied former employee who was like, guess what I found is this guy had.
And then the guy was also speaking ill of Randy Pitchford, being like he had like crazy orgies and he was a maniac. So allegedly, a disgruntled employee said that. I think we talked about it on the show a while ago.
We did. Yeah, we did. Like a year ago or two.
Yeah, listen. If the guy gives me shift codes, I don't care what he's looking at. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't care.
I don't give a shift.
Give me those. Yeah, I don't give a shift. That's good.
That's
My
good.
feeling like emotions aren't to be toyed with. So I told you and I promised you a fun segment, which don't exist on the show because I'm not talented. Anyway, Tokyo Game Show had Death Stranding, and the only thing I saw from Death Stranding was a picture of Norman Reedus with his tongue out. And then another just like making a funny face at the camera. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then a picture of things to be like, you hit triangle to use toilet, number 1 or number 2. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Like the new press F to pay respects.
Yeah, of course. I'm done with like Hideo Kojima's like.
Press triangle to piss on the soldier's coffin.
Jesus, yeah. But I'm done with him like being like he's like this quirky, like I'm a quirky developer, and it's like, shut up, show me your stupid game. Instead he's like, look how heavy this ladder is, you could poop in the game. I'm like, I don't care, you're a child, grow up. You could take selfies, make fun of faces.
No, he's
I'm like,
awesome.
I don't care, I don't like him, I don't care. I was never a Metal Gear head, I don't care. People love Metal Gear, and it's fine, but I never got into... the last Metal Gear I played was like the Phantom Limb, whatever. Boring. It was too open world, and everyone loved it. Boring.
The last one I played, I think, was Metal Gears of War 3.
Yes, that's right. Yes, Batista was in that
Pain.
one. So in honor of that, I found a segment for the best use of bathrooms in games. Mm-hmm. So I found a list of like best bathrooms, but I just want to talk about here's a list.
Oh, these are real. I was like, are these gags or?
So there's 9 of them. Some of them are bits. Some of them are real. So one of the most classic games you could use a toilet and take a piss in, Duke Nukem 3D, and actually all the Duke Nukems you could piss.
Yeah.
And he pisses in 3D, and it was like the craziest thing as a kid. I'd be like, you could pee in the urinal?
Yeah.
And he would piss, and he's like, much better. And it was like awesome.
I feel like you could voice Duke Nukem.
I love Duke Nukem. He was one of my favorite video game characters for a while.
If you put on like a little lower register and didn't change much else.
Much better. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
In a world. I think I lost that. I used to be able to go deeper, and I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to smoke a couple Parliament lights, and we'll see what happens. So Duke Nukem was one of the first games to me that you could take a piss in.
The
Second
Sims.
game, The Sims, you had to pee or they would piss their pants.
Yeah.
But they would use the toilet.
Dude, that's actually super realistic. If you don't pee in a toilet, you're gonna eventually pee in your pants.
What do you mean?
Trust me. Like, try to go a day without using the toilet, and once you're gonna end up with pee in your pants.
Okay. I'll try that. Sounds ridiculous.
It's just true, man.
It sounds stupid.
Dude, it's just true. You can fight it all you want. It's true.
I mean, I just wear like diaties. I wear adult diaties. Don't you hear me crinkling when I sit?
Yeah.
I wear diapers.
I know. You say that all the time before the show. I don't care.
I
don't know why you always...
Because if you ever pat someone wearing an adult diaper on the bottom...
I think it's a sex
it's
thing
like,
for you. Yeah.
No, I don't get off on it. I've never learned. I never learned how to go in the potty.
I'm not going to teach you. I don't want to.
Why? I don't need to be taught, but I don't need to be shamed. But it is not a perverted thing. I just want to wear my diaties and crinkle my bottom.
You talk about it so much.
What do you mean? No, I don't.
All
Sometimes
right.
I go buy stuff at the store and I'm like, "Do you hear that crinkle, sir?" And it's the guy.
Do you want to touch my bot? So
you want to touch my bob?
Hear the crinkling?
You can't touch my private bottoms. They're mine. And the
I
guy's
can't
like,
though. I'm spanking
I'm
it.
spanking my bottom, but I've been good. And that's why I look at him. I go, I've been good.
And just to be clear, this isn't a sex thing.
No, it's not a sex thing at all. If I'm lucky, I could fit the top of the shopping cart. It hurts to get in and out. Sometimes I get stuck. But I'm a good boy.
I like the idea of you trying to fit the top of the shopping cart and the whole thing just tipping over.
just tips over.
And you trying to like walk out to get help from someone while carrying the shopping
And I'm just crying.
cart.
Yeah, just crying and crinkling as I walk. And I go boom, boom. So South Park: The Stick of Truth had a toilet mini game.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 3, you could drink from the toilet to get irradiated.
It should be called My Roommate Cat Simulator.
Oh, the cats drink from the toity?
Yeah. I've caught him doing it before.
Oh, no.
It's so funny. They'll look at me with the most guilty fucking look on their eyes. I'm like, you know this is gross. You know it is. And you have a bowl of water right in the other room.
Yeah, but it's not that toilet water. It's not
That's
that good,
sweet.
sweet toilet water.
Oh, yeah. How do you know toilet water is sweet?
Huh?
How do you know toilet water is sweet?
Listen, I'm aware of toilets. I don't go in them.
You don't go
but
in
I'm
them.
aware of them.
Okay.
Like, I've been to some parties.
Deadpool, the video game?
Deadpool had a whole scene where you could either go fire out a stinky pickle, a stink pickle, or take a piss. It's great.
Cool.
This is all because of Hideo Kojima that we have to suffer through this list.
So far, none of his games have shown up.
Yeah, none of them have. You could pee in Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, I remember that.
You could pee in it.
There's like one toilet that you'd pee in.
You go. There was a Sega had a urinal game in Japan called Toylets.
TOY.
TOYLETS. Is that a real thing?
I think I've heard of these, yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not kidding. It'll be like, those carnival games where you shoot the gun into the clown's mouth?
It's like into a toilet?
Yeah, it was like that with the toilet where you'd have to aim at different areas and you get points depending on you'd have maybe 5 sensors and then you'd have to hit the one that was lit up. And you get more points as long as you're peeing on the one that's lit up.
God, it's so gross.
Yeah, it was really fun. There's also PvP mode.
Oh, Jesus.
And when I say PvP, I mean
piss versus piss. That makes sense. LucasArts Day of the Tentacle I never played, but it's critically acclaimed. You could travel through time in a porta-john.
Oh, yeah. That's a Doctor Who reference.
It is a Doctor Who reference. The only time I one time pooped at a porta-john at a medieval times.
I've had to do that before.
I've never pooping
Why
in a porta-john.
Porta-johns at medieval. Yeah,
there's no
you go to a
bathrooms.
music festival or whatever.
There wasn't medieval times. It was a music festival, and I had to poo, and it was
you go
terrible.
to a music festival, you have to poop at a
awful. And there was people. No, because there was a whole line of people, and I had to try to They didn't let me bring my dieters in, so I had to poo. I had to poo. I had to poo in it.
You're going in with this diaper bag and security's like, sir, you can't bring that in there.
Yes.
We don't let people do drugs. You're like, but it's just my diaties. Don't you hear my crinkle?
Yeah, and I start patting my bottom, and they're like, no, I'm sorry. And I was
No,
like, but I've been a
sir.
good boy. And they're like, you cannot
But
see Ozzy
I've been
Osbourne.
a good boy.
Good boy. This is ridiculous. Then I go in the porta-john. They don't have a baby changing table. What am I supposed to do? How do I change myself?
You go and lay down on a baby
yes.
changing table or porta-john. The whole
Yes.
thing tips over
Yeah,
all over you.
I'm
You stick your little legs out the door and waddle off to find someone. Help.
And I'm like, oh, this is just like the supermarket.
It's all over.
Well, let me tell you something. I break every changing table I lay on.
I can imagine.
Single one.
Listen, you're a big bouncing baby boy.
I'm a big baby boy. Pat, pat, pat. So finally, you can give laxatives to some dude in a Hitman game.
Cool.
That's great. That's a good way to kill someone is give them laxatives and then make them when they go poopy.
You know,
shoot
actually,
'em.
what maybe the number one killer of people in human history is? Diarrhea. I'm not kidding. Yeah.
Because you get sick, and when you get sick,
yeah,
you do
like
it?
when you get dysentery or like things like that, because people drank so much shitty water out over the years and stuff.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, like they think that the number one killer that's killed more people than anyone else, more than Borderlands, more than guns, more than vaping.
No way.
Vaping
Vaping is a big problem.
Vaping is.
You know how many people died? 6 people.
Yeah,
it's a big problem. That's an epidemic.
I mean, at this rate, in 1 billion years, everyone on Earth will die from vaping.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a real problem. So I didn't know that. So poor diarrhea. Well, I have diarrhea I never get because I eat a lot of solid baby food. So I'm usually fine.
That's good.
And that's those are the toilets. Those are your favorite toilets in mine.
TJ's toilet list.
That's TJ's toilet list. Thanks to Death Stranding, Hideo Kojima thinks it's cute to make a man go duty in his game, and then he wants to show that at a huge game festival to be like, huh? Pretty cool. Just want to show you that you can sit in a room, and it's like, shut up.
He goes backstage. He's like furiously masturbating. He's like, all those people saw my poopy game. All those people saw what a dirty boy I am.
They saw my dirty poopy cams. Oh, this game is so much poopy. Ooh. So
what
Ian,
what
a fun show.
STD riddled episode.
If I went into a bathroom for the first time in my life and saw someone scrawl your Twitter handle on a wall, what would it say?
It would say @RexSaucy, REXSAUCY.
That's right.
That's also me on Instagram if you want to follow me there.
That's right.
If you ever want to play Borderlands with me, you can look up my Xbox One gamer tag is Rex Saucy with two X's in that one.
2 X's.
Because Rex Saucy had already been taken.
That's crazy.
By me with another account that I lost the password to.
I love it. That's so annoying. That is so annoying.
I could not recover it.
I hate that. You can follow me at TJ Del Reno on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. The show is Unlimited Lives Gaming on Twitch and Instagram. And if you're signed, if you get notifications, you could see me streaming Borderlands soon. I'll let you guys know. I'll probably tweet it out first on the show account, my account. The show for Twitter is Unlimited SXM. And it'd be great. So have fun, guys. See you on the border of the lands.
Bye, guys.
Bye. I need you to change me.
All right.
Oh, no, you like it.
Huh?
Huh?
I don't like it. I just understand.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm not. All right, let's go. Come on. Up on the table.
Okay.
Legs up.
Okay, there we go. Hey,
who made a big stinky?
Listen, I did. I had a Jersey Mike sub. It was all lettuce.
Hey,
it's a lot of roughage in me.
That's what you consider solid baby food, is a Jersey Mike sub with lots of lettuce.
Yeah. Also, here, use these adult wipes. They're baby wipes, but I want to feel like a big boy.
You are my big boy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Make sure you clean it good.
You're lucky I'm your friend. Home. You're lucky I like you.
That's. I mean, who else would do this? None of my friends will do this.
I know.
You're the only one.
Yep.
Ow! You pinched my leg with the tape. Be careful when you put the diaper back on.
I'm not used to changing diapers for men as hairy as you.
Oh, okay. Who are you used to changing diapers for? Who? Huh?
Huh?
Who?
I honestly, I haven't changed a diaper since I had kid sisters.
What?
Since I was.
Since your kid sisters?
Since I was like 12.
Since you were 12?
Yeah. And I'm 76 now, so that was
very happy.
60 years ago. It was all cloth and baby pins back then.
Yeah, it was. It was sort of like that. Who's that guy that fell to Earth from Mars?
From Earth to
Yeah, he had the. What was it? He fell in like a chicken coop. Fell in a. He had a red cape.
You said his name earlier. You know
who?
Why are you doing this after hours? All right, I didn't want to do this, but while your ass is out, you're getting a spanking.
No.